This is the story of Jonah and why he tried to run away from God. Stay till the end for a lesson we can all learn.
So one day, God looked at the huge city of Nineveh, home to thousands of people. But here's the thing. The people there were doing evil deeds that God really didn't like.
So God told Jonah, the prophet, to go to Nineveh and tell the people to stop doing wrong. But instead of going, Jonah decided to go in the opposite direction. He boarded a ship heading to Tarshish, trying to get as far away from Nineveh as possible and avoid God's command.
But as Jonah slept on the ship, God sent this massive storm that nearly tore the ship to pieces. Realizing he was the cause of it all, Jonah told the sailors to throw him overboard to save themselves. So they did. And just like that, the storm stopped.
Then, out of nowhere, God sent a giant fish to swallow Jonah whole. Jonah was trapped in its belly for 3 long days and nights. In that dark and lonely place, Jonah prayed and vowed to finally obey God. Then, God commanded the fish to vomit Jonah out onto dry land.
Finally, Jonah went to Nineveh as God asked. He warned the people their city would be destroyed in 40 days because of their evil ways. But here's the shocking part. The people of Nineveh actually listened to Jonah's warning and believed God. They turned from their bad actions, fasted, and prayed for his mercy. Even the king humbled himself. And because they changed, God showed them mercy and chose not to destroy Nineveh.
Okay, so after all that drama, here's the big question. Why did Jonah ignore God's command to go to Nineveh the first time? Why did he choose to run?
Jonah ran because he didn't want to give God's warning to Nineveh. He knew God is a loving and merciful God, and if the people heard the warning and changed, God might actually forgive them instead of punishing them. But Jonah wanted none of that.
See, back then, the people of Nineveh were enemies of Israel, Jonah's people, and they were known for being really cruel. Jonah thought they deserved God's judgment, not a second chance. So he ran away because he didn't want them to have the opportunity for God to forgive them.
So now you might be wondering, what did Jonah do after the people of Nineveh actually changed their ways?
Jonah wasn't happy at all. He went outside the city of Nineveh and sat down, hoping maybe God would somehow change his mind and still overthrow it.
Then while Jonah waited in the hot sun, God made a plant grow to give Jonah some shade, and that made the prophet feel a bit better. But the next day, God sent a worm to kill the plant, and Jonah got really upset when it dried up.
At first, this might seem like a strange thing for God to do, but in fact, God was trying to teach Jonah an important life lesson, a lesson we can all learn from too.
God pointed out that Jonah was so upset over just a plant Jonah didn't even cause to grow, that popped up in a day and died just as fast. So, God asked Jonah, if Jonah cared so much about a plant, shouldn't God care even more about a big city like Nineveh full of thousands of people who didn't fully know how spiritually lost they were?
In short, God used the plant to teach Jonah that, as the creator of all, God's love for the people of Nineveh, though they had done evil, was far greater and purer than Jonah's concern for a plant, even if Jonah couldn't understand it.
So what can we all learn from Jonah's story? What's the big lesson?
Through this story, God shows us that while He is just and will punish evil, He is also full of love and mercy.
He is always ready to forgive anyone who truly chooses to turn from their sins. God desires for everyone to have the chance to know Him, even those we might feel don't deserve it.
Just like Jonah learned, God's love is greater than our feelings and biases.
So the next time we feel like we've messed up too much for God to ever forgive us, or think someone else is beyond hope, let's remember Jonah's story and be thankful for God's amazing love and mercy.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more animated Bible stories. Check out our other videos for more fun lessons. See you there.